So today I want to go over one of my favorite gold farms in World of Warcraft. This is also the farm that's made me millions of gold over the years, and it's incredibly simple. Now you will need to be on a class that wears leather to do this farm, but the good thing about that is druids and monks both wear leather, and they're some of the fastest classes to do this farm with, so just pick one of those and you'll be able to do this farm incredibly quickly. Now this is a transmog farm, but it's a little bit different because the transmog you're farming here sells much more quickly than basically any other transmog item I can think of. And this item is currently selling for, on average, as much or a little bit more than the current token prices. And this farm is going to be revolving around the Fell Flame Infernal shoulder pads, which are a random BOE drop from Antorus the Burning Throne, which is a Legion raid. And these are BOE leather shoulders that have the same aesthetic as the monk tier set, but they're usable by any class that can transmog leather. And these are some of the coolest looking shoulders in the entirety of the game, one of the reasons why these have such a big price tag. And the farm on this is incredibly simple and only takes about a minute per run. So all you're going to do is go to Antorus in any difficulty you want, and you're going to kill the first 2 packs of enemies. So once you get in, there's going to be a walkway, there's going to be the first pack of enemies, there's going to be a enemy pathing back and forth, then there's going to be a second pack of enemies. You're going to group those up, kill them all, run outside, reset the raid, rinse and repeat. And you can do this run 10 times every hour. And you can do this run in about a minute, maybe even less depending on how quick you kill these enemies. So it's only going to take 10 minutes to do as many runs of this you can every hour, meaning this farm has also been one of the most lucrative farms for gold earned per hour for any farm I've ever done in WoW. Now these are a random BOE drop for this raid, meaning they are pretty rare, but with how easy it is to farm this and how quickly you can farm this, you will still end up getting a ridiculous amount of gold per time spent doing this. And besides these shoulders looking really cool, it's also a sweet spot between older content, so a lot less people are going to be farming it, and being an item with an actual high graphical quality since it's from Legion. Because one of the biggest issues I think with going and farming, say, vanilla transmog pieces is because a big portion of the player base does not care about transmog pieces that are that old because their graphical quality is just so low. It looks like a completely different game and it looks like it's from 18 years ago. But Legion is much more up to date. The quality of the items are much higher, so a lot more people would be willing to spend a lot of gold to get an item that looks this cool from a more modern expansion. But the second reason why this is such a good farm is because there are 4 different colors of these shoulders you can go farm. Because you can farm this in Raid Finder, which is going to give you purple shoulders. You can farm it in regular, which is going to give you white shoulders. You can farm it in heroic, which is going to give you green shoulders. And you could farm it in mythic, which is going to give you red shoulders. And these shoulders are basically just floating balls, exactly what you'd expect from a monk. But since there's 4 different colors of BOE items you can go farm, you can continuously farm this for months at a time to get a stockpile of every color. And this also means the quantity of any one of these colors is going to be much lower than normal transmog items, because usually you're going out, say in the open world, farming a transmog item, there's only going to be 1 color, but there's 4 of these. So if it's a collector, they're going to want to buy 4 of them to get every color. Or if they're just somebody that wants one of these shoulders to fit their transmog may be one of those 4 colors, so they would want to go pick and choose the color they're buying, just meaning the price of these shoulders is going to hold a lot more than most other transmog items. And you can actually optimize this farm to make a ridiculous amount of additional gold, because once you've gotten one of every color on one server, you're not going to be making any additional gold doing this farm until one of those items sell. But since this is old content, you can go pretty quickly level up new characters to the point where they can solo farm these trash mobs and farm and sell these items on other servers. And since these shoulders are worth so much, you'll basically be able to buy a token or close to a token every single time you farm farm and sell one of these, depending on what server you're on. But this also makes it much more easy to make a character, level it up on a different server, farm up some of these shoulders, sell them. Once they sell, you just buy a token, meaning you don't have to try to transfer gold to different servers to use it on your main server or your main characters. You just buy tokens and then turn it into more WoW game time or turn it into Battle.net balance, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about transferring that gold. That's actually something I've been doing more. I have a few characters on a few servers where I just continuously go farm this, and I'll have just continuous sales on multiple servers anytime I get some of these shoulders. But these shoulders actually aren't the only thing you're going to be obtaining while doing this farm, because you're going to be getting 2 other possible BOE items because you are going to be farming this on a character that's wearing leather. First off is going to be the Sinuous Carapteron bindings, which are BOE risks, and these actually sell for like 60 to 70k usually. Even though they're bracers, I've actually sold quite a lot of these for that 60 to 70k range, and these do seem to have a slightly higher drop chance than other BOEs here. Don't throw these away when you get them. You can actually sell these too. And then the final piece is going to be leggings of the Sable Stalkers, which you usually sell for like 100 to 150k. On the main servers I've been farming on, they're usually around 120k. These also do sell quite a bit. I don't think as much as the shoulders, but you can sell these. I've sold a handful of these, and these seem to have around the same drop chance as the shoulders, so you'll definitely be picking some of these up as well. So that's another 120k, which depending on what region you're on, could potentially be around half or a little bit less than half of a token. But that's pretty much the entirety of the farm. And like I mentioned, this is one of my favorite farms. I still do this farm at least once or twice most days. It's incredibly easy, incredibly quick. If you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of playtime, but you're around your computer, you can just put in a quick 10 minutes, do your 10 runs for that hour, and then go do something else. And over time, you'll just get a bunch of these transmog items to make ridiculous gold on. But that's all I want to go over. So thanks for watching.